Yeah, I forgot to screen cap it in landscape mode. Sorry about that. Every time I start a video, Tori Amos is playing. For a misogynist, I listen to a lot of whiny chick rock from the 90s. Plot twist, I am more misanthropic. Click the links to send nudes. Not you, Doug. I know Ro is a little bit of a retard, but he is funny as hell on Twitter. It's going to be a sad day when Ro kidnaps Cecil and takes his backhole. I wonder, will Cecil squeal like a pig, or will they share a burning passion to go with their burning backholes? We joke. We can joke, we're just having fun, right? Like, drink a few beers, sell some comics while entertaining the customers. I mean, you guys are selling comics. I'm more of a parasite who begs for free stuff. Someone was yelling at me in the comments, probably 6 of 9. Yeah, you can't shame me. I am way beyond shame. I just want free art, comics, weed, and the occasional dollar. Because I like to read comics. It's just that simple. So Bleeding Fool's Rich Johnston, he is the brave reporter on the beat, writes that Marvel is canceling more of its independent contractors and that digital comics are also being canceled. But KSSO, digital comics don't need a store, delivery truck, or printer. Why on earth would digital comics be canceled? People can make them at home. It may take a few days to adjust to an entirely digital operation, but it really shouldn't be a big deal. Digital comics should be the next big thing. Business should be booming. I always assumed that the digital sales were exaggerated, but they aren't zero. How hard is it to just switch to a digital format for the rest of the year? You're not going to get $4 for digital Miss Marvel. You'll have to lower that to, 40 cents, but maybe the lower price will bring in new customers? Question mark? Surely people will take a 40-cent gamble on Ta-Nehisi I laugh at dead white people coats as Captain Marvel, or America? I am sure that the excellent storytelling of modern Marvel will draw people in. After all, who doesn't want to be given a lecture on the patriarchy? The creators at Marvel will have to take a pay cut, and that is the real issue. But it's better to sell something as opposed to just sitting at home playing video games. Some of these creators are going to crowdfund a graphic novel. I am sure Mags Visaggio could crowdfund one of her many excellent properties. He or she would probably raise just enough money to lose money on the project. But the SJW comic pros have so many followers on Twitter. Yeah, following is free. When it comes time to actually pony up the money, Mags' books sell 900 copies by issue 5. Then they get canceled. Strangelands, the first issue, 5,000. Second issue, 2,000. By issue 6, 700. That is weirdly low. And this is issue 7, so this is probably 600. I wonder why they didn't just cancel it. Is it because it's humanoids and Mark Waid is tied up in it? Instead of selling $2,800 worth of comics, which is split between the writer, a few artists, letterer, editor, publisher, and retailer, and daddy government to pay for illegal aliens' medical care, what does Mags see out of that? Probably not enough to buy tacos and cervezas. Why not just give people what they want? Because the alt-right Nazis will win. Not exactly sure how, but I think some of them really do think that. I am sure SJW comic pros are doing fine, but they probably have to write a half a dozen comics a month just to make the payments on their Porsches. Hey, bigot, we didn't get into comics to get rich. Why not? Don't you want to eat? Buy a house? Send your kid to a private school away from the illegals that your policies have flooded schools with? Literally shaking right now. I suspect that a lot of the SJWs in comics either married rich, are single, or can't have kids. I really can't imagine somebody having sex with Mark Waid unless there was a lot of money and crack cocaine involved. Actually, with a lot of them, I hope they don't have kids, or reproduce, or spawn. Was it Dan Slott who spurged out because his kid didn't think Trump was a reincarnation of Adolf? Imagine Dan Slott shaking with rage, naked. A few of us were asking Donnie Cates why they didn't just use the Alterna model and sell comics for $1.50 to $2.50. He answered, because they'd have to pay people less. Which confused me. Surely you would sell more comics if you cut the price in half. I guess they feel that they won't. If I had to guess, I think people are buying the number ones for some perceived collection value, either monetary or sentimental. The sales steadily decline until they cancel it or change writers. Then the cycle repeats. The fundamental problem is the content of the story. If I was running a comic company, and I would love to, I would hand out Lone Stars, Ironsides, Cyberfrog, Jawbreakers, Cash Grab, and say, do this. For the next 5 years, we do this until our sales pick up. Then you can branch out into trans, lesbian, kosher, rabbi, jihad porn. Has it settled into mainstream comics people that they may wish to rethink their business model? Will they? No. They would rather get a part-time job to support their comics job because the comics job gives them a blue check mark and Twitter dopamine hits. If you think social media addiction is a meme, it isn't. It hits the same reward center of the brain that any addictive behavior does. It's like a puff of a cigarette for them and equally as cancerous. Okay, so, oh wait, I want to take there's a shot of her, him, it's looking with like a weird square jawline. I don't think that was it. Where was it? Oh, there it is. Take a look at that. Okay, this is bizarre. You gave this girl impossibly huge jugs and then kind of a mannish face. What's going on here? And then kind of like over-muscled shoulders and arms. She's just a a bit more muscular than she should be. It's just odd. That shot right there, that arm and shoulder connection. Just a little weird tricep development. And when the arm's extended, the tricep lies flat. Come on, have you ever lifted a weight in your life? Anyway, deplatforming. Deplatforming is really, really gay. It's like serious autistic bundle of stickery. Every time I mention, get ready, JDA, Tim Lim, Mike Miller, Doug TenNapel, people get their panties twisted. But either you believe in principles or you're just a paper bag blown by the wind. I really don't like the commies in comics, but I would never mess with their money. If Deadbeats is up your alley by Renfamous and Max Versage and a bunch of other people, enjoy it. Or Vagrant Queen or all the other propaganda they call comics. Go for it. I want people to get what they want. You make a product and you sell a product and you make people happy. Or at least you give them what they want. You fulfill your contractual obligations. That's what it's all about, man. So these wrong thinkers, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, have been attacked for a few years because they upset the more popular kid. Bullying is about the most soy thing you can do. And I was hearing someone say that soy is overused. Not really, because there really is a correlation between these panty-sniffing, perverted, bald-headed, open, soylent mouth, just slack-jawed, open, just they're ready to get on their knees and pleasure somebody. There really is a correlation. There's a ton of tweets of these guys saying they just love soy. They just love don't eat soy at all. Just if there's a fraction of a chance that there's a risk, the bioflavonoids don't attach to human. Not worth it. Not worth it, dude. Just don't eat soy. Be a vegetarian if you need to be, but combine proteins to get the essential amino acids. Don't eat soy. So these dudes, bullying is really fucking lame. And trying to deplatform an artist project is reprehensible behavior. I joke around about EVS and Nasser, but I hope they are both even more successful than they already are. And mark my words, in 10 years, Nasser is going to be a well-known writer. I would never try to hurt their campaigns. That is pure evil. If you're in Comicsgate and are trying to remove campaigns, then you're just an SJW. Stop it. Let people make their money. Robotoad doesn't hurt EVS any more than Cyberfrog hurts Battletoad. It's clearly a parody. There is no confusion over the brand. Satire and parody have very strong protections in case law. Honestly, the fact that Tim, JDA, Mike, Doug are all getting attacked by Voldemort makes me wonder if he isn't the source of the problem. I know it sounds crazy, but it's pretty much a mathematical certainty that the one person fighting with dozens of former friends is actually the source of the problem. While the mainstream guys are running around with their thumbs up their butts, this is the time for mature adults to step up and say, let's just put this on hold for 6 months. Let's work together, grow the audience, capture market share. That just seems like common sense to me. But while the audience in Comicsgate is sane and very cool, even when we disagree, it seems like the artists are absolutely nuts. Oh, hey, you have a channel. Are you trying to get to know these people? No, because they're crazy. Do you have to be mentally ill to be an artist? And actually, I do know 2 artists, IRL, and they are damaged people. But I assume the sample size was too small to find correlation. Yeah, I know this was a slow news day, but check out Rober, Frog, Vampirella, whatever Mike and Doug are selling. Buy what you want. But most importantly, check out Cash Grab, because in the twisted world of Comicsgate, Cecil is the voice of reason. And feel free to put your links in the first comment. I will pin it so YouTube doesn't hide it. Put them all together. And a question for you, does the resolution matter? There's 480, 720, 1080, and 2200. Those are all options. So click the links to send me comics, and I will see you guys all next episode.